Hey, girl.
So it's only on your page.
What you mean?
It says we have to upgrade our plan if we want it
No.
on other pages.
It's on 3 pages. No, it's on 3 pages. It's showing up top.
The
If you
one on Facebook for you or not, it's not connected.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I wonder if
So
I would just remove it.
what
Uh,
remove? Oh, you can. You can, because I think the bulk happens on mine. And we
yeah.
can always share it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hey guys. How's it going?
You tried to add another?
Yeah, I added mine.
Oh, it lets you? Oh, okay.
Because I had to remove the other one.
Okay. No problem.
All right. So how was your week? Or how's your week been going? It's only still fairly new, I guess.
It feels like it feels like today feels like a Monday kinda, but it's okay. Friday is near. So I'm just trying to remain positive.
Yes, please do.
Yes.
So what are we talking about today? Let's just get right into it.
Is love blind?
Love is blind, you mean?
Oh, that's actually the title of the show. Is love
Love.
blind? I
I thought
titled
the title of the show is Love is Blind.
I titled it Is Love Blind? Love is Blind season 7.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
So we are little background story. We are avid watchers. Aren't you, Tasha?
Well, it's funny. I was telling someone today. I'm trying to change my privacy on on my page because I'm not sure if you're aware, but usually it starts off with only me, so I'm the only one that can see that we're on.
Oh, that's true. It's
I
probably
always have to go in and change
easier
my
too.
privacy. Yeah, so I'm not really an avid watcher anymore. I used to like the show in the beginning when they first came on, but then I felt like it lost its realness.
Really? Excuse me.
Yep, so I stopped watching. But recently I was kind of forced to, not forced to like this one, but because it's in DC, I thought that I would participate because it's near home, right? So
Yeah.
that's how we ended up there.
Okay. Well, I love Love is Blind.
Okay.
I love Love is Blind, and I have favorite um, couples.
Hmm.
Of course, the first couple with the black girl and the white guy, Speed, and then I can't think of what his name is, but I follow them on Instagram. They're very cute. I think they're probably the most successful couple from the show. But there's like 7 seasons, so we're in we just finished season 7.
Hmm. Hmm.
And do you want to explain like the concept of Love Is Blind for those that have never seen it?
Well, it sounds like you probably be a better fit doing that since it's your show. But if you want me to try to take a stab at it, that's fine. I just don't think
Okay.
I'm gonna do it very well. It's just
So basically, they go into these things called pods,
okay.
and originally I think it is like basically they don't get to pick their first few dates, and they just randomly get into these pods. They talk about all the intimate things. They try to really get to know each other, and that's pretty much it. I think it's 3 weeks worth of time. So it may be shorter than that actually. And they fall in love. And some of these people really fall in love. So let's touch on that, falling in love in 3 weeks.
The black guy, the white guy and the black girl, that they were the first couple, right? I can't think of their name.
Speed and
Yeah, I can't think of their name. They are still together.
yes.
It's very
That's
impressive.
why I'm like, it's possible, right?
Yeah, it's possible. It's very possible. I mean, apparently it's possible, but the problem I think I'm having is that at some point it becomes impossible because all they're worried about is being on TV. I think that they're losing the part where they're not supposed to be worried about TV. Does that make sense? So I think that's why they're not
Yeah.
worried about finding love anymore.
So you think everyone up there is like that?
I mean, at this point, yes, we're in season 7. At this point, season 7, I mean, the couples that you're going to review, there are maybe one or two people that I believe like genuinely wanted to find love. but I don't know if their significant other wanted to find love.
So this is Lauren Speed and Cameron Hamilton. That's their name.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cute. I love that for them. Okay.
And we don't, and for people that are coming on and do not watch the show, you don't necessarily have to watch the show to watch this show. So feel free to still tune in, and because it's really about general relationships in general. Can you fall in love in 3 weeks and not see the person that you're in love with? I think that's kind of key too.
Yes, that is like the premise of it. That you're
That's
falling in love with the person.
Love Blind. That was like
exactly. That you're falling in love with the person, which I think you can do. But let's go on. You want to talk about the people that are on the cast?
Sure.
I have a picture.
I don't know their names though, so
I have a picture.
I'm very far removed from this season. I watched every episode, watched everything, but for some reason, their just names were very forgettable for me.
I don't know why their names were forgettable for you.
I don't know. Remember how many times you had to remind me of who they were? So
it was pretty bad. So we have Marissa and Ramses, which is this couple right here.
Mm-hmm.
You want to start with them?
Yes.
What's going on with Marissa and Ramses?
I don't know. You should start with them because I'm very biased about this couple. I don't like the way it went down. I don't like how she handled herself. I don't like her.
Okay.
So therefore, you have you like her a little bit more than I do. So I think that you probably should start off because I don't want anyone watching to feel that they are now not going to like her. So
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So basically, this couple, they actually don't make it.
Can you zoom into her?
I'm trying, but my little mouse is not working. Oops.
Just don't worry about me. Then you know which one is which.
I know. I circled it with them. Y'all got to pay attention now.
Okay.
I could do this. Hold on. Let's see if there's a better one. Since we know that the name is Marissa and Ramses, I'll just find a picture with them.
And if anyone who's just joined, if you watch the show or watch season 7, please say hello. Please let us know who your favorite is. Just chime in. If you haven't watched the show, tell us why you don't watch it. We would love to hear it.
Okay, I have a new one. I need to stop sharing that screen. There's a lot of screen sharing going on here.
I feel like I'm in school.
I was just trying to give the people an image, you know?
And I was agreeing with you.
Okay, so let's get some backstory. They don't make it to the actual.
Only 2 couples actually get married out of this season.
Right. So they don't get married. Yeah, they don't make it. And he breaks up with her, I believe, the day before.
If not, like maybe 2 days. If not, like the mom was on the way to them for the wedding.
Yeah. She has like a deficiency in vitamin D, so her energy wasn't as like excited as she usually is. She's very eclectic, very bubbly, very all the things. And he was like, our energies are just not matching. It's not you. I love you. It's our energies are not matching. Now, this is the part that Tasha can't stand. Go ahead, Tasha.
There's some point in the show where he tells her that he doesn't think they should get married. And she basically begs him and asks him, is he sure? Do you want to change your mind? And I'm not for that. If a man comes to me and says, I do not want to be with you, you are too much for me, even if it's his own personal issue, at that time, she should have allowed him to either reset, do whatever he needed to do to get himself together, and maybe go back later. But right then and there, 1, on national TV, and 2, are you sure? Are you sure we can figure this out? No, we can't. I just told you I don't want to be with you. So personally, it was just not a good fit for me in regards to how she reacted. He did her a favor. If he doesn't like her or how she handles things or the 2 of their energies, then he did her a favor. They weren't supposed to be together. But I think she should have let it go.
So let's bring it back to like real life, which remember you said you want the show to be about kind of relationships now and stuff. I think that's a great perspective. However, I don't think it's realistic for women, for several women that can just be like, all right, you don't want to be with me, fine, cool. I'm out, when they've been confessing their love for each other over the past month or so. I don't think that's realistic. I don't think that I probably would be like, all right, bye, without trying to fight for this supposed to be my future husband. And I think it's fair that she cried. I think that
I say she shouldn't cry.
well, you said she shouldn't have said, "Are you sure?" And I feel like
she can cry, but I don't think that piece. I think in terms of that piece, I think there should have been some dignity there, in which she should have took the high road for that one. I don't think she should have begged this man, not with the rat tail, and the man that she's only known for 4 weeks. She hasn't known him a long time. I just don't. I don't know. I understand the realistic view of it.
But we have to be real.
Yeah, I'm just telling you how I feel, That's
so you mentioned that she should have left it off camera, but we also are the people that say,
no, I don't even mean off camera. I don't even mean off camera. I think she should have waited a couple of days and let him reset. Like, give him some space. He just told you he don't want to be with you.
Well, to your point, he don't want to be with him. Nothing's going to change.
So what? So why say why say what she said?
I think she said that as a reaction. Like, that's literally what she was thinking. I literally think that she was just saying, like, oh my gosh, like, are you sure? Like, and she mentioned that people were in his ear. So yeah, I probably would have said the same thing. Are you sure? Or did your sister tell you that? Did your nephew tell you this to stop, dealing with me? Because he was talking to people, and he was bringing back to the situation. He was bringing back to the situation with a new perspective. James Jones says, he reminded me of a guy that goes hard at the beginning, told her everything that she wanted to hear, and then found every excuse to break up. I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And so it was almost like gaslighting, I think. So when
I don't think that he was. I mean, I only think part that I think he was right in is because he broke up with her. Because if he didn't have went through the wedding and carried on with everything else, that would have been, you know what I mean? It was a waste of time, and that wouldn't have been real. I mean, for him, from a no camera standpoint, it wouldn't have been real. So I do think that he should have broke up with her. And of course, I think it was gaslighting and all those other pieces. He's a man that's been married before, but he has histories within himself, and his own family probably was like, you is not about this life. This is not what you need to do. And he went with it and ran with it. I just didn't like her reaction. Real or not real, that's the good news about humans and people. We are all different. And I personally just did not agree with it. And then I didn't like the way she carried herself during the reunion. It just kind of spoke to exactly how I felt about how she perceived her perception afterwards, after the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just disagree. I agree that she was out of pocket on the
reunion.
But I can't necessarily agree with the idea that she should have said the things she did when she broke up with her. So the couple that is actually my favorite this season is Garrett and Taylor. Do you know anything about them, Tasha?
No, they kind of cheesy. I don't necessarily love them. I don't hate them either. I mean, they look like they like each other. I follow them on Instagram. It seems real.
Funny enough, they actually were not attracted to each other in the beginning when they first met each other.
I said it seems like they like each other. I didn't say they don't mean they want to take each other's clothes off.
No, they do now. They do now.
Yeah, they seem genuine.
Yeah, they are. I think they are genuine. They did have some like hiccups within the show in regards to someone he was texting, and then in the reunion, they mentioned how she wanted to move away from Virginia or DC and go live with her family in California, which is a very common topic for people who are, married or getting engaged. Whose family do you go be closer to?
Oh, is that the question?
Yeah, that's the question.
I think the way they did it was probably a good way. I think they kind of lived together for a little bit, and they kind of felt it out to see what's better in their lifestyle, who likes what, and then make the decision. versus making the decision based off of like, well, I'm closer with my family than you are, or I can't live without my family. Just kind of weigh it out, visits around, do some visits, do some vacations, see what's best for you as a couple and not what's best for the family, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that's what they did. I think they were kind of, from what it sounds like, I don't know, I don't talk to them, so, but it sounds like they kind of were, figured it out. But I mean, they're a clean couple. They have no drama.
They
I
have
mean,
some drama.
I say they had a little bit of drama, but other than based off of these other couples, they were more refreshing of the couples that I think we've seen on Love Is Blind in the last couple of years. They'll probably stay together too.
Yeah, I think they will. So the worst couple on the episode on this season was Hannah and Nikki D.
Horrible.
What? Wait, why you say that?
I did not enjoy her character at all. I'm not going to say I don't like her. I don't know her, but I did not enjoy her character. I think she was very judgmental. I don't know. I liked him. I thought he had a lot of like personality. Yeah, he was a bit flirtatious, but it looks like he was there to have fun. But she knew this going into it, and these people do have a choice to say yes or no.
Yeah, I didn't like her, but she did bring up some very good points in regards to him as an adult. Some things he should know how to do, like boil a pot of water.
I wonder, are these not questions that they talk about in the pod?
No one's asking, are you boiling a pot of water in a pod?
No, not that. But I'm talking about like the questions that you ask about, like if you're like, what are your living conditions? Like, who do you live with? Do you live by yourself?
He did say he lived with his parents. And I agree with you, James. He was cool and she was insecure and very judgmental. But like there were some things that he was just like, I don't know. Like she's like, do you have 401k? Like she was more financially intelligent in regards to that. And he is older than her. So I think that might have been a huge turnoff for her. And I would have to agree. Go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, well, maybe she should have ended it sooner. But she didn't even make it to the trial and addresses, I don't think. Did she try?
No, because I think something happened behind the scenes. That's what TikTok is. Something might have happened.
They just shut them down. It was kind of like it's over. So she didn't really make it far enough. My thing is maybe if those were things that she needed from him, she possibly should have just ended it versus the annihilation of his character. And because the key to this is you're still on TV. I don't care how you twist it. I know you're trying to fall in love. You're still on TV. This is forever going to be on somebody's YouTube. This is going to be on somebody. So be mindful if this is somebody you loved. If this is somebody you love, be mindful on how you treat them, because how you treat others is going to be a direct reflection of you. And I'm not saying she wasn't wrong about some of the things she said about him, about the way he carries his life, but he's a grown ass man. If that's his choice, his parents are okay with it. Girl, when you go to the left, some other girl might come to the right. That's his business.
I mean, but like there was a conversation about like who, when we get a phone bill together, will you be paying the phone bill or will I? And he's like, I don't know. I don't even pay my phone bill now, so I might as well just stay on my parents.
So that's when she should have been like, okay. And that's when she should have told the people, this is not working for me. The love is blind.
I think they have to go to a certain extent. I'm sure each of them have their own producer. So they like talk them probably out of not ending.
They might have, but there's still a better way to be nicer. I'm sorry. Tim and the other girl, they found a way to be nicer to each other and had moments where they couldn't be nice to each other because they were nasty to each other. But there's still ways to be nice to people. I don't think she's a good person. So when you're not a good person, when you're not a good person, you can't keep some of those things on the inside. So she just didn't. There's a nice way to say things, even if those things are right. You don't have to be mean and nasty the way she was. And like as James mentioned, James Jones, a current watcher, her friends and family even stated that she was rude. Like her in the reunion, her so-called best friends are like, yeah, that's how she is, which was an acknowledgement of her behavior. It was,
Yeah. Oops, that's definitely not them, is
and
it?
she has a full-blown makeover now. She looks amazing. She's apparently had a full life change. But still it seems her attitude is still the same.
It is, girl.
She lost weight, but not in that. She didn't lose the attitude.
So what you think about Tyler and Tim? Her name's not Tyler. Alexandra and Tim.
I didn't like Tim.
Okay, talk to me why you didn't like Tim, Tasha.
I don't know. Something about Tim didn't rub me the right way. I'm serious. I don't really have.
Nothing about Alexandra didn't rub you the right way?
Alexandra just seemed a bit lackadaisical. I'm not sure if they were either one of them was a couple looking for love.
I think Tim was.
Oh, you liked him? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't like how Tim reacted, no, but I did like that Tim's house. I was impressed by Tim's house. It looked like I could just move right on in there, or some potential candidate could move right on in there. I'm thinking like, oh, if he's on a show to get a wife, his house looks like he's ready for a wife. But I think that can sometimes be like, he looked to me, he gave off DC man vibes. Like he was definitely a DC man.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked how he wrote a letter to her dad. It was very intentional. He broke his back for those people. He cleaned, he cooked, he
so why did he break up with her then?
Because I think he couldn't get over the fact that she called him a B.
Oh, from the beginning.
Yeah, and then there were certain things like she didn't show like too much appreciation for all that he did for her when her family came in. They don't rehearse what to say, like, and then she didn't give too much care for meeting his parents.
I agree with James.
And want a submissive woman. I don't know if he wanted necessarily a submissive woman, but I think that he don't want a woman that's not you. I made 7 plates of steak and salmon, and I come home and the 7 plates still in the sink. I'm gonna be mad if I did that for somebody's family and my man didn't just wash the dishes. Yeah, she was. Her house was a mess.
Well, the good news, y'all, is they didn't get married.
We're just talking about it, Tasha. Didn't you say what? Didn't you ask me why I liked him?
Yeah, I don't have a response for it because I didn't like him. I couldn't stand the man. I think the clean.
Well, what did you like about Ashley? I mean,
Ashley. Oh, I didn't necessarily like her, but I know I did not like him. If that makes sense. I didn't like her house. I said that too. Remember, I said that, but you said it was okay. But I did not like the fact that her house was dirty. I said that I think that was something she should have told him she could not film. They have a way of making all that. They have a way of making all that happen. Because on the reunion, the girl even said that they had it wasn't this couple, but they had a whole conversation. They redid a conversation so that the TV would see it. So if that's the case, then you could have told them, wait a minute, y'all can't come in here. This can't be on TV. This is a mess.
I understand that, but we want real people. If you a messy girl, I want to see you a messy girl, and I don't want no messy girl.
Well, I'm just telling you, my mama ain't raised me like that. I can't. That was ridiculous. Her house was her house
like that. She could have called a friend to clean it up before they came.
She should have told the people to stop. She should have told them, my homegirl coming to clean up the spot. Give me about 2 hours. She'll be right, and we'll get it right. She should have called someone. So that's why I didn't like about her. But in regards to anything else, I didn't have a positive or a negative about her.
You missed all of the red flags on her, but not on him.
She was maybe because she was just boring to me. There wasn't anything exciting about her. And you see how the other girl, Hannah, her attitude was enough to talk about. Like, to me, Alexandra it didn't do nothing for me. But Tim gave me psycho vibes. Tim gave me psycho man vibes.
Okay. Luanda says showing gratitude versus saying you're grateful is 2 different things. I agree. And she was not grateful. She didn't say it and she didn't do nothing. Okay, let me pull up the next couple here. This one we're going to stay on quite a bit. This next one. Ashley and Tyler. This is a mess, y'all.
They got married and they're still together.
Because Ashley,
they've been married a year, actually.
Yep, they have. So this nice little couple, I really did like them in the pod. They were my favorite in the pod. They were talking about God. They were talking about future plans. Like they were getting down to the nitty gritty. And so James said he couldn't date her after that, after he saw that house. I agree with you, James. So basically, long story long, Tyler doesn't reveal in the pod that he has kids. Now, he went on a podcast today called the Future Wifey Podcast, which I love. It's more of like a Christian-based podcast. You know, it's like heal from the things you've done type of podcast. He told the host today that, you know, you don't tell someone that you're dating 3 weeks in that you have kids.
Yeah, he said that on another show too.
Do you think that is accurate?
I wonder what the rules of the show are.
You can tell someone you have kids.
No, I understand that. I'm saying, you ever notice there aren't really anybody on Love is Blind that has kids?
There was a girl last season, and there were a couple of people this season.
Oh, that made it all the way through? That have kids already?
Not made it all the way through, but they did you know, say they had kids.
I just wonder if he even told the show. That's why I'm asking. Like, I wonder if it was something that the show even knew.
So the show knew because they did a background check.
Well, I mean, I guess it's something that he did. But then the question is, why didn't she ask? I know he should have told her, but wouldn't you ask if you're over like a certain age?
I'm sure they talked about not having no kids.
Oh, now if he said I don't have any kids, then of course, you know, I mean, either way he was wrong. There's no right in what he did. Yeah. I'm just wondering how those conversations were not had. It's just very odd if you're over the age into the world we live in today that you don't. And you know what I mean? You might talk about wanting to have children with that person because you're on a marriage show. Yes. But the question is, why don't you have any now?
I guess I'm thinking, I understand what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? We're too old for that. We're not 18. And we straight up
like if you're
on a marriage show.
I'll use me as an example. Let's say I have a 3-year-old girl and I'm dating, like real live dating, not like on an app or anything, because it's obviously going to show I have kids on an app. So that weeds out some people. But if we're just dating and we're talking, and I think as a parent, organically, your child may come up in conversation.
Right. But if you look about the story of how the story is messy. The story with the kids, from the beginning of the story to the middle of the story to the end of the story to current time, it's a messy story. So he's already not invested as a parent. He can say he was or wasn't. We can say she's the baby mama said he was invested. This man was not invested from the very beginning. So he doesn't act as a parent would. It's different.
But for one of the kids, he was invested for the.
I know what I'm saying is the whole situation is messy. So it's not like he walking around with a t-shirt on with a little boy face on, a little girl face on it. He's not a good parent in that aspect, period. And it's based off of her. I seen her interviews, the baby mama interviews. He played dad for a while for that one kid, and then fell off the face of the earth. So we can't expect him to go on national TV and then act like he's a dad. You want a dad at home when there were no cameras.
Well, because in his he was saying, like, no, not in his defense, but he was saying that like there's sperm babies, and they weren't sperm babies. Neither of them, like the twins and the son.
Well,
So I
of
think
course, the first, I think which one is the twins? The first set?
no, the little boy is the first one.
So that's the one that she was for her wife,
Yeah.
the original
And then the
wife. So,
wife,
and I mean, I think that the terminology used was incorrect. If she said that he helped them have a baby, and the marriage did not last. So I think he made it seem like I donated my sperm, but you played uncle. You
that's what
played,
he's saying. He's saying I
you know
just
what I
donated the
mean?
sperm. He's not
I know
he's not
that's
the
why
one
I
that
said
made
that.
it.
That's why I said the terminology was wrong. I understand what you're saying. You weren't dad. You didn't do that for to be dad. Got it. But you still were in their lives, and it wasn't like you donated it to a plant and you didn't know where it went. You knew where it went. There was a story to it, but based off of what she said, she already knew. Whether she's telling the truth or not, she says she already knew about this, and this was not something that they were wanting to discuss on TV, and that they planned the entire conversation that they had on TV.
That sounds like something you would do.
What?
You've been trying to plan stuff, not showing your dirty room if you're on TV, not crying on
Well,
TV.
let's go back to the beginning of the thing of what I said. That's why I said why I stopped watching the show, because I feel that everyone on the show moves off of the TV, off
But
of
she's the only one that did that this season. She's the only one that had conversations and then did a rehearsal and had another conversation.
She the only one that told us.
Yeah, she's the only one that told us. But then at the same point, when somebody is real, we looking at them like, you shouldn't have did that on TV, girl.
We got a podcast, and you asked me why I ain't like the girl. I tell you, that's why I ain't like her. I mean, that's just.
I'm saying. I'm saying in regards to Ashley,
I thought you were talking about when I said I didn't like her homegrown. What's her name, Marissa? I didn't like the way she cried.
Yeah, that was the comparison. Because one minute we saying we want them to show everything, and the next minute we saying we just want you to have some dignity and some pride.
I think it's two different things. I don't care about the Ashley deciding to tell. I think it was ballsy. I don't know if she was supposed to. That was probably the first time in all the seasons that anyone said that they rehearsed and redid. I don't know if they're supposed to say that. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. There's rules and regulation that they're already off the show at this point, and it's already done. They didn't say that they did it when they did it. They waited to the reunion to say, this is what we did. So I don't know if that was allowed. You get what I'm saying? I'm sure that wasn't necessarily allowed.
Speaking on Ashley, what do you think about Ashley? Because they mentioned it in the podcast that released today. Like, oh, he's like, everyone's coming down on Ashley. I don't understand why they're coming down on her. They should really just be talking about me. We weren't going to put them up because the first and last.
Yeah.
They should just be talking about me and not Ashley. What do you think about people coming down on her, and should they?
I mean, I think that's just human nature. I don't think if she decides to stay with him, it's on her. It's not on us anymore. I don't think they should come down. I'm sure that they're getting the business on the internet. And they've been getting the business since it all came out. I think he should get the business. I think he should get the most of the heat. I don't think it's fair that she should get the heat. Now, if she decides to jump in and put her 2 cents in on the comments and things like that, then she's welcoming the heat. And she's okay with the heat. But I don't think that she should get especially if she's made her choice. She now has all the information we have. She now has all the information that we have. So in this case, she's made a choice. And we don't have to respect her choice, but I mean, we're just wasting energy personally on a situation that she's living with, not us. So, I mean, I just think it's a done deal. She's still with him. See, at least it appears as if she is.
Right. So I feel the opposite. Well, I understand why people are coming down on her. I can see why they are. It's very strange, I think, this might sound like not feminist or something. I don't know what it's going to sound like. But basically, to me, if I am dating someone who has kids and let's say she knew about it, great, she knows about it. But how she's talking about these kids on videos, on podcasts, it gives off very cold, ice cold queen. Like, I don't have anything to do with it. They not my kids. I ain't worried about them kids. And as a woman, that's not giving very much motherly. But I also think that it speaks volumes to her character. Like, she is just about getting her a man and not being worried about some babies who at once called him dad, and you're okay with being with that man. So I think women are coming, specifically women, are coming at her for that, because it's like, how can you not see, like, birth certificates show him as the dad? He got pictures, and you're talking down to the girl and like DMs, and she's constantly like sending positive messages, willing to talk, and she's like, there's no need for us to talk. I'm like, you still spreading lies. Now you're a part of the lies.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you say, like, she's like, the show's over. So I don't even understand why we're still talking about it. Because Tyler, like Jesse Wu calls him Liler. Liler keeps lying.
Well,
That's why we're still talking about it.
I personally think they should just tell the truth. I
You
think
can't.
everybody should tell the truth. And even if it sounds bad, whether it looks bad, it's your life, it's your story. You're the one that has to answer to it. You don't want to got to go to sleep at night. All of this will fly by. If Diddy does something else bad, everybody's going to forget about Ashley and Tyler, and we not going to even remember the story. And as soon as a new season comes on and some more people make a fool, this is the story that's not going to be discussed.
What would you have done if you found out 4 weeks in that your guy that you were dating had 3 or 4 or 5 kids?
As LaWanda stated, when you think about dating in person, you may not say anything, but you definitely wouldn't introduce your kids 3 weeks in. She's saying that you may not say anything initially, and you wouldn't introduce your kids so early. I don't know what I would do. I
like introduce them like, hi, this is so and so, or
that's what she's saying. I'm reading her comment. I personally would never go on the show. That's one. So I wouldn't even be put in that situation, in that environment. 2, I probably am within a 4. Is it still within a 4-week period?
I don't know. I mean, for the hypothetical,
asking me, yeah. If it's within a 4-week period, I don't see the point of why I'm investing further. This is silly. I don't know you for real, and this is what I found out about you. I'm good.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the question. Oh, yeah, okay. So you're like, no.
I mean, it's to me, but I don't believe in the concept. So I don't believe that they can love each other in 4 weeks.
I mean, let's say you're just dating a regular person, not on the show, outside of the show, and you find out like 2 months later that the guy has 10 kids. Let's just say 1. Now, let's not be exaggerating. Like, he just has 1 kid.
Mm-hmm.
Then would you be like, why didn't you tell me that in the beginning? Because she actually says, if I had known, I probably wouldn't have picked him.
Well, what is he not telling me?
That he has kids.
Oh, and I just answered the question. I said that I probably wouldn't invest and move forward.
You said if you were on the show and you don't believe.
No, I said even if I wasn't on the show, I wouldn't invest and move forward. I don't know this man. I have not known this man long enough. Now, it's different if you tell me I've been with somebody for 5 years and all of a sudden he got a child. Well, I've now invested 5 years. So now I have to figure out if this is it's a little more difficult. But if I've known you for 6 weeks, what's it to me? I know you 6 weeks and you told me you had a kid, then I'm not investing in moving forward. There's no reason for me to continue with you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. LaWanda says some kids get attached. Huh?
I said, yeah, I wouldn't move forward.
Okay. LaWanda says some kids get attached really quick, and I think it's unfair to place kids in that situation. I agree with you, but in this case, it was just I have kids. It wasn't I'm introducing my kids. He obviously is not going to introduce them babies to nobody. But if he did, you would have to eventually introduce the kids. But in this case, it was just the topic of
when did she find out he had kids?
When they moved in.
Okay.
I guess maybe
off camera
before. I think it was off camera.
It was off camera.
Yeah. So it's like
I hate to say it, but one, I mean, it's possible. I mean, it shows her character and it shows who she is. If
Yes.
she was moving forward with it, and if that's how she feel about kids, you know what I'm saying? What can we say? I mean, I know that's where the world is and that's what the internet is. And
Yeah, that's why we're having the
as
show.
you particularly, I'm talking about the people that talked about her. You know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
talking about her.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what the purpose of the internet is for. It's an open forum. They went on a television show. He went on a television show and decided to tell it late. And this is what the repercussion is. And they're
Yeah.
going to have to ride it until the next wave comes along or until they start telling the truth and he doesn't lie anymore. Like, that's just these are all the things they signed up for when they said I do. That's legit everything they signed up for, because they weren't, it's different. Like, if you look at the very first episodes, very first season of the people who are still together, that I forgot their names that quickly. Lauren, right. They don't seem like they're bad character people. So it's different. You know what I'm saying? The issues are different. Their characters are they're different character. They have different personalities. They're different people. They seem like good people. Here, things are a little messier. So therefore, they sign up for a whole nother ball game because we're dealing with messy people.
Yeah. Well, Wanda says, so realistically speaking, would we be moving in with someone in 3 weeks? Correct. Just my thought. That reality TV changes things. Well, that's the experiment.
Yeah. Well, Wanda didn't watch it. So she said she didn't watch it.
She didn't watch the season.
Right.
But that's the experiment.
Correct. Yeah. I don't think it's working any longer, but I do think that, and it's only because of the environment that we've created from season 1 through 7. But when I saw Love is Blind, was it UK? I think I loved it. And it was back to more of the genuine feeling of the beginning. And so I don't know if we've just killed the process here in the States or what. But the UK was really good. I enjoyed that one.
But not many people stay together on that one either. I do think that like the producers and who checks behind these people is really the reason why we're having these candidates like this.
Well, they probably just like parents. I mean, like people, like parents, they get tired. They get lazy. They're not picking, and they're also probably picking for entertainment purposes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think they picked, like last season, there were a couple people who came on the show who didn't have jobs.
Right. They shouldn't have been there.
Tyler has a recent eviction. Why would you put him on the job?
Yeah.
I mean, on the show.
Like, he shouldn't have. I don't think, unless it's, I mean, I guess it could be a mother or father with an insinuating situation. People with kids should not be up there after you got kids. You should be taking care of your children.
That's not fair. You're not just a mom.
I'm not just a mom, but that's why I said insinuating situations. Like, let's say you have a mother that can take care of your kids and they have somewhere to be and it's a good situation, and that's different. Tyler is in a bad situation. This was not good. When he went on this show, this was not a good situation. So he shouldn't have been approved, is what I'm saying. They should have said, okay, what's the situation? You said they do background checks. So they should have looked into it, did an interview, whoever they needed to do. This is not a good. You know what I'm saying? This is not a good. But they probably said, oh, this is a good.
They knew what they were doing.
Exactly.
And they could have easily told Ashley.
Yeah. Just like The Real World. I spoke with someone today about The Real World. So LaWanda commented, I agree with Tasha. They were more genuine in the first season. And it's just like The Real World. The Real World is the original, the original reality TV. I don't think there's anywhere we can even go back to watch The Real World.
The Real World was there a Real World dating?
It wasn't a dating that. Well, towards the end they did it. Remember, towards the end,
Real World dating.
They did Real World dating shows. That's because they ran out of stuff. But I think she's just talking about from the genuine level of being real, doing stuff for entertainment when they're picking the people. You know what I mean? In the beginning, I think of all these shows, they do genuinely, right? This is concept. The producers are like, this is what we want to see. And they try it and we love it. But then by season 7, it's like, can we make Danielle do 7 flips and beat up somebody? Yeah, I heard that she did this, but don't tell them. We're going to tell them in episode 20. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think it's more, there's more narrative creating now than it was before. I think it kind of led itself based off of just the people liking each other.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't think we'll ever go back to the real world being as genuine as that, because back then there wasn't social media like it is now. People weren't making money off of being influencers.
That's true. I was talking to my client's mom today, and it was about the real world. Tammy, she's a basketball wife, I think. Basketball wife, Tammy Roman. I want to say was it a basketball wife or was it a football wife? I don't know. But I think she's a basketball wife. Kenny Anderson. Didn't he play basketball? So Tammy Roman is actually the black girl on the Real World, the first Real World.
Oh.
She was on the first season of the Real World in the house. And so what I was telling them, I was like, if you think about it, that first season, that's why I would love to go back and watch. There's no, like you're saying, like there was no iPhones. There's no social media. There was nothing. Everything was created off of just what they were trying to do in their lives. And they literally had to create the narrative by the day to day. And nothing fed into it until after the show, and you start to have conversations. Kind of like I told you, those catfish shows had reunions. Back then, Catfish didn't have Instagram. The Catfish shows that we watched in the beginning, season 1 through 4, had no Instagram. They were looking on Google, and Uvu was their FaceTime and Skype and things like that. Yeah, so things have just changed so much that, like you said, influencers make money off of this, and this is a business.
I mean, Hannah quit her job. She knew, she was calling Nikki D out for saying he wanted to be famous, but Hannah quit her job. Who quits their job?
Her job to go on the show, right?
Yeah, you don't do that unless you know you're going to be an influencer after.
And she looked like that's exactly what she's trying to be right now.
She is. Like, that is her new thing.
That's her job. So, and she called him out for doing the exact, or saying he wanted to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a dog eat dog world on these shows. And I think the only reason I tuned in was because it was close to home. And it ended up being quite the messy season, unfortunately.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm sure their ratings were phenomenal.
Yeah, some people probably went back and watched after being on TikTok and listening to all the different
people are still watching right now. Somebody up here, Lawanda, might decide to go and watch. You know what I mean? You know, you have to, even if you go back and watch the reunion show was pretty juicy to me. I enjoyed it. So I
like their reunions. Nick and his wife, I could really do without them.
Nick, now I didn't say the hosts were enjoyable, but I did enjoy the back and forth between the candidates. Like I'm at work, but the Nick and what's her name?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. Melissa. I don't know.
You called her his wife.
Veronica.
Vanessa. What did she play on back in the day? I don't know. We won't get into it.
She used to be a co-host.
She was something.
Like on E.
Well, that was it? That's it? She wasn't a singer or something? She was an actress.
That may be. But what's she playing?
Nothing that we watched. My nose is itching. But anyways, I'm so tired, y'all. But yeah, it was a good season. I don't plan on watching season 8.
I do. I'll be right there.
She was an actress.
She was an actress. Okay.
She was. I don't think she was good at it though, but she was an actress. I don't think I'll be at season 8. Season 8 is in Chicago.
Oh, that's gonna be really good.
Hold on now. I don't know if that's right. It's either like Chicago, Detroit, something like that.
That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, it's a good city. Whatever it is, it's like a well-known city.
Oh, she's an actress now. She's on NCIS Hawaii.
Really? Well, then if you've seen her, do you think she's aging well? This last reunion, she seemed like she had a lot going on. The last
nobody wants her there. Nobody on TikTok wants her as a host. We've all been discussing.
Really?
Yeah, she's been the worst host for the past 4 years. 4
So who do
seasons.
y'all want in place of her?
Anyone but her. I prefer Jessie Woo. Because Jessie Woo gonna get down to it. She gonna get to the question.
I think it's the couple.
Yeah, we don't need that. They didn't.
Nick is what.
Or they should have did Lauren and her husband.
They could do Holly Robinson Pete and her husband.
Why?
They do. You ever seen that show on Peacock? No, you haven't, because you won't use my Peacock account. So it's a show with like Lisa Ray.
The Slay, Eat and Pray.
No. Lisa Ray, Delicious, and Kim. Is her name Kimberly? Yeah. What's the girl name? She said, I'll flip this table over. She used to be on huh?
Oh no, that's shake. Nene was shaking the table.
No, it's the shaking the table. Oh no, you're right. Shaking the table.
Oh, the girl that sings country.
Yes. What's her name?
Yeah, Michelle.
That ain't it.
She had her BBL redo.
Yes. Right. Anywho, there's a show, and thank you, Holly and Rodney. They would be cute. Get a little diversity in there.
They're too old.
Well,
Nick and Veronica's too old.
Her name is Vanessa.
They're too old, and they don't ask the questions. They don't consider the whole TikTok universe. They don't talk about anything that we talk about on TikTok. We have all the information.
Are you a part of this universe?
Yes, I'm on there every day listening to what's new. Before I got on here, I was listening to the Future Wifey podcast.
Thank you, James. Queen's Court.
Oh, a dating show.
Yeah. Lawanda said, what does age have to do with it?
Sorry, Lawanda. The age has a lot to do with it. I don't want to see wrinkly Holly and Rodney.
You should pull up a picture of her. I
don't even want to see.
They would be way more entertaining than Vanessa.
Probably.
And what's the name? Nick. We got 2 minutes. I know what you're doing, but they look good. Look at them.
They're old, Tasha.
Look at them right over there to the left. Over there, on the couch. Not that picture they took at some award ceremony. That's not the appropriate picture we're looking for. They are a perfect representation of love.
This is a perfect representation. Holly looked like
That was the wrong wig.
That was the wrong wig. Okay, try again right here. This picture is from 1980.
That's not the picture I was talking about. Okay. But that's fine. Lawanda said they look better than some of these young couples. Do you know a young couple? It needs to be a couple. It needs to be a couple.
I don't think it needs to be a couple. I think it needs to be somebody who has their ear to the street. Like Jessie Woo.
She said,
or Ricky.
In fact, you make it real connections. If you had a real love up there, such as Holly and
Rodney. Can't say Vanessa and Nick Lachey are not in love. We don't know that. But I do know
I didn't say that.
Terrible host.
And they don't give advice. That's correct. No. But Holly and Rodney, you've never seen Queen's Court, but Holly and Rodney, they give advice. They're just they make little jokes, much better than the ones Vanessa makes.
You enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. No, I enjoyed watching her make a fool of herself. I was like
a seasoned couple.
Yes, I enjoyed watching Vanessa and Nick looked so uncomfortable every time she made a joke. I was just like, this is a hot mess. Like,
we'll call Felicia Rashad if we call them Holly and Pete.
Felicia Rashad, she married to someone?
No, it doesn't. I don't understand why it has to be someone married.
I think us and me and the crowd, we feel that it should be. I understand TikTok University or University.
Y'all aren't invested, so I understand. You don't watch the show. Y'all don't know nothing that's going on in this world.
Lawanda said, "What's on the streets don't keep a marriage together."
Yeah, that's true. But what I'm saying is the information that they could have brought up on that reunion, when none of it was brought up.
Maybe that's the producer's fault. That could be the producer's fault.
Then I'll say this is not a good show. I'm gonna have to walk away from it. They are getting slammed in the comments.
I bet you they're getting so much money they could care less what we say.
I mean, they can. They don't care. They're gonna be terrible every season and get their check.
Correct, Lawanda. That is the whole point, is for the couples to get married.
But by the reunion time, they're not.
Feel good about it.
By the reunion time, they're not.
I'm with you, James. It's the producer's fault. I think that you should get together with your group and tell them that y'all should come together and maybe talk to the producers.
I'm sure they've already tried that, probably.
Well, when you guys have your next meeting, please address to them that they need to talk to the same producers that put these people together, because they're trash.
Now we have someone from last season that is a recruiter, and we had to put her feet to the fire too, and she came up with
Wait, she was in your forum?
Huh?
She was in your little forum?
No, it's not a forum. It's just TikTok. It's everywhere. I don't understand. We only have a few more weeks of TikTok, so you better, if you're interested and need mindless activity, it's the perfect thing for you.
Oh God, it's time to wrap it up.
Nobody's scripting anything, Lawanda. The show is over. I'm done. Have a nice night, all of you. I hope this week brings you nothing but pure happiness, love, and joy.
Oh gosh. Thank y'all for tuning in. After our last show, which was a very heavy show, and of course it didn't necessarily go the way we wanted it to.
Why? What happened?
It was the politics. Our last show was the campaign show.
The show went great though.
I said the show was a great show. The campaign did not go the way we wanted.
The campaign.
I said, even though didn't go the way we wanted to, we can always come back, talk about something light, and something that doesn't really affect any of us, and just be entertained by the things on the tube, as they say, and keep it going. But as my sister says, make sure you log on to TikTok, because supposedly we only have a few more weeks. So get your TikTok in. Thanks, James, for tuning in. We've never seen you here, so we appreciate you tuning in and being so active. I think that's super dope. So make sure y'all follow us on all platforms: Instagram, YouTube, Facebook.
Yes, and go on YouTube. We have a short clip up there. We have a hater. It's our first hater. We would love for you to go look at that comment and comment back, because it's great for the algorithm.
Thank you. Sounds good. You just gonna say bye to everybody. Bye, y'all.
Bye.